Welcome back, guys. PPS back. Monotone Football here to ride on Wednesday. We got our boy V Money here to join us over here on Pass the Prop. How many times has it been, Vaughn? How you been?
I've been well, man. I've definitely been on this probably at least 5 or 6 times. Not enough, in my opinion, though. I got to be on here more often. But it's great to see you guys. I've been feeling great. NBA is hot. I haven't lost an Eastern Conference Finals pick yet. So is today the day or not? I'm hoping it's not.
Well, I just knocked down wood for you, so I'm hoping that it continues for you. Monotone, last 2 days, how they been?
Yeah, they've been pretty good, man. Yesterday was a little bit busier, only had one play, but the weekend, or I guess not, the weekend was a while ago. Monday, Tuesday, obviously 2-0 on the last Pass the Prop, double baseball. I'm feeling good, ready to keep it going. NBA's been I don't even know. I don't even know how to explain it. I can't believe I haven't lost a bet yet. That's insane. A lot of us have been losing a lot of bets, but it is what it is. Ready to keep fighting through it, and yeah.
I think it's because I haven't been betting as many player props. I haven't been affected by the blowouts as much. I've been betting the spreads, and I've been on the right side of most of the blowouts. But yeah, I think this is the best NBA playoffs of my life, so I'll just keep it there.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's why you're here, man. That's why you're here. Glad to see it.
Good morning, guys. Yes, Grimy, we did bring you that hit parlay from last show. That was fun to do, kind of live, impromptu here. So yeah, hopefully we'll bring you another one today. Steve's in the chat. We got it popping over there on YouTube. So it's let's do our quick recap here, and then we'll get right to Vaughn's first play for us. And yeah, let's get to how we did last time. Obviously, Dodgers absolutely nuked them. And then Wheeler obviously cooked. Very nice job, Monotone. I am now the biggest hater of Zach Greinke of all time, dude. He's got me twice now. Luis Garcia was way under. I was killing him. And I was like, Greinke. I had a softball game. So I was out at a softball game. Tips off. I get the notification game started. And then I go up for my at-bat. We're up like 9-3. Go to my phone. Bet loss. I'm like, what the dude? How? This is twice now, back-to-back starts. Zach Greinke decides he's gonna be Carlos Rodon against me. And then obviously Phillies money line there, and then Taylor fade Tatum. I think at 31, I believe, right? Yep. 31. Easy. So we both hit the over there. And then my fade of the public on Mr. Brubaker came through. So I'm officially gonna make Taylor fade actual plays on myself now. That's 8 straight I've hit for Taylor fade. And I can't do them on my own because I never take them. I only just show them on here. So today will be the first day I will actually be taking these as official plays because I'm just kind of getting fed up that I can't or that I'm not taking them for actual money here. So without further ado, let's get right into our guest V Money's first play of the day. This hurts me to even put on the screen. Like, actually really hurts me. Pirates or the Brewers facing off against the Padres today. Obviously, you can tell those are my team. I will let you break it down. One of my boys is actually pitching for the Brewers today. I actually know Ashby, so let's hear it.
Oh man, well I'm sorry for what we're about to do to Ashby today. But no, on a serious note though, I've been getting back into my game picks now because the player prop market, every play is getting sharp now. There's not as many edges that we can find in the player prop market for K-props until lineups are announced, so you kind of have to wait for that most of the time. But I got the notes up on my phone here. The Padres, when I looked up, because I've been looking through all the games trying to find some edges, the Padres have been outstanding coming off a loss this season. Obviously, they had a very hard-fought game yesterday where the Brewers came out on top by a few runs. They played another game where the Padres won, so this is the series-determining game here. The Padres off a loss are 12-2 on the money line this season with 10 straight wins. All right, so they are rolling in this. Yu Darvish on the mound had a great start his last outing. 6 straight dubs for Yu Darvish and the Padres when he's on the mound. Won all 3 at home. Your boy Aaron Ashby, he's good. I'm not going to disrespect him, but 4.71 ERA on the road. They can't take advantage of that today. So San Diego's hitting 275 in the last 6 games, 335 OPP. Brewers also have good hitting numbers, so I need Darvish to come through today. He's the big key to this one, but I like the Padres on the money line. I got them at 135, and I'd play this out to 150.
Monotone, any thoughts, or is he just going to bring it right to me?
I feel like we're waiting for you. I'm waiting for you.
Yeah, it should go to you.
Yeah, no, I have really no thought on this game. I didn't take a money line side. It's just Darvish has a lot of experience pitching against the Brewers, obviously in his Cubs days.
Yeah.
They've seen him a lot, which is actually really, really nice in a game where Brewers are actually going to be facing Darvish here because he's got like 7 pitches, right? So he has an unlimited supply of what he needs to bring to him, upper velo and everything there. But I was really impressed with how they kind of rebounded against Snell after the first 2 times through the order. Were able to kind of break it down, obviously got to their pen and got the win. So I was very happy to see that. I also think this is like one of the earlier games, correct? This is like
it's a 4:10 p.m. Eastern.
So it'll be more of like I think that does favor the Padres, obviously being in their time over there. That's a 2-hour time difference. That's really never talked about in baseball, but it is pretty important. I think I'm obviously not going to take anybody against my crew, but I do think with the bullpen edge probably going to the Brewers, it's going to have to come down to Darvish. So if you think Darvish does well, I take this. If it's an average start for Darvish, I don't know if they'll be able to score on the pen right now. The Brewers have been shutting it down there with Williams finally coming back into his own, his rookie year looking numbers, and obviously Hader at the back end.
And I will say, new ump today will benefit the Padres. I saw the umpire scorecard of last night, and it looked atrocious. So yeah, that's been one of my things too. I love watching is with the umps are calling with the scorecards, but yeah, that game looked terribly officiated last night. So hopefully we get some better calls during the day, but we'll see what happens. Let's go Friars.
Well, I'm cheering for you to make money. I'm hoping the Brewers put up a good fight. I hope for a good game there for sure. So
Me too.
I will bring it right on over to Monotone doing his hit parlay today, rolling with another Washington National.
Yeah, I like to call this the old man parlay, right? We got 2, veterans up here right now in Nelson Cruz and JD Martinez. I'll start with JD Martinez just because I don't think I need to tell you guys too much. Obviously been one of the best hitters in baseball for a long time, but especially this year. He has a hit in 19 of his last 20 games and 30 of his last 34 games. That is insane consistency, right? I mean, no one's talking about him, right? I was honestly surprised when I was scrolling through StatMuse to see how far back it went. I obviously knew he had that hit streak going. I knew he was having a good season, but this consistency is next level, especially for gambling Twitter, right? We had, him asking, can we get a hit parlay today? This should be, he should be in almost every hit parlay this year, right? And I'm really not seeing it too much right here. So also, great career against Giolito. Obviously limited. Giolito's a younger pitcher, but he's 5 for 10 in his career against Giolito with 2 home runs, I believe. So I definitely like Martinez to keep that hit streak alive today. Over to Nelson Cruz. Cruz did not get off to a great start this year, obviously still batting in the low 200s, but he now has a hit in 5 straight games. He's looking much more comfortable up at the plate. Another thing I've noticed, Cruz seems to be really kind of struggling behind with these 99-mile-an-hour fastballs, 100-mile-an-hour fastballs. It seems like when he matches up against some of these more off-speed pitchers, he seems much more comfortable, right? Cruz probably won't hit a home run today, but he's just been slapping singles all across the park, and that's perfectly fine here, right? Both of these guys aren't going to be out here swinging for the fences. They're going to be out here knocking singles around. And guess what? That cashes the same exact amount. Whether it's a home run or a hit, it pays this out at plus 123. I like going over to the retirement home today.
Only thing I will say is that Red Sox game might get rained out, dude. It is terrible here right now. Right now it is pouring, and I know it's supposed to get there later. So I love it. I do like the play. I'm just hoping that the rain can hold off for you so you can cash this one because I do really like the spot. And who saw Nelson Cruz steal a base yesterday? That dude's like 45. Ooh. I saw him swipe the base. I'm like, my God, dude, that has to be one of the oldest stolen bases ever. That guy might need new knees watching that guy run to second base.
And the funny thing, too, is our catcher, Keibert Ruiz, stole third on that same play. It was a double steal, but Cruz and Ruiz, the catcher DH combo, might be the slowest double steal we've actually seen in MLB history. So that was great. He's got to be fired up. JD's coming off a 4-hit game. Cruz is coming off a 3-hit game. Let's strike while the iron is hot right here.
I like that.
Perfect. Let's go to mine. I'm going to roll my 1.5 unit play out first. because I really, really like this spot. I'm going Braves team total over 4.5. I get it. Their WRC plus is about league average, but their slugging and ISO is very, very good, right? We're facing off against Ranger Suarez, a guy that I tried to fade last time, and I'm going to take him here because they're so good against lefties. They have so much right-handed pop in this Atlanta lineup. Looking at their batting average and stuff versus lefties, it's 40 points higher for their OPS, lefties versus righties. And also looking into the strikeout numbers, everybody's been fading the Braves with taking the over strikeouts against them. But Ranger Suarez isn't that type of guy, right? He's not going to try to blow it by you. He doesn't really have the stuff to do it. Running about a 93 to 92 mile an hour fastball in there. Only one pitch, which is his changeup, over 30% whiff rate, and that only has a 15% put away. So if we're going to have a team here who's not going to strike out that much to this pitcher, got so much pop throughout this lineup, right? We're going to be rolling. Acuna's finally healthy. Multiple hits yesterday. Obviously, still have Albies in there. Matt Olson hits very, very well versus lefties. I have a hard time not going to the Braves today, especially with a guy who's going to give you up contact, right? The Braves are actually better than league average in hard hit percentage, in barrel percentage, 3% higher in barrel percentage than other teams in the league average. So there's just so many things. When they make contact, it is hard contact. But usually they're not making contact. But with a guy who's going to try to put the barrel or put the ball in play, give me the Braves here to just hit around Ranger Suarez. I'm really not worried that much about it. And if we do get 6 innings of shutout ball, bring me that Philly pen, bottom 10 in the MLB, about 4.3 ERA allowed. Sign me up. I like the spot all the way around. Any thoughts on the Braves today? I know a lot of people have been fading them, like I said. Any thoughts from you guys?
I see a lot of people on Suarez over 4.5 Ks today. Got that at plus money. That's one where, like you said, Atlanta against lefties, there's a recipe. And last year, that recipe paid my rent sometimes. Like, I continually played the under 5.5 and 6.5 Ks on Atlanta. So if we would have got a 5.5, I'm fading Suarez today. But I like this angle of attack too, because I feel like the 4.5 is a little bit too light for them. And that's much better angle in my opinion, because I love Atlanta's offense.
Yeah, no, I was going to say the same thing. I noticed a lot of those 4.5 strikeouts at plus money, but I think this is, like you said, kind of a better way to attack this angle because, like you say, he's not missing too many barrels, right? That's not the kind of guy he is. He's not throwing high heat, 99 miles an hour, getting these guys to strike out. Balls are going to be put in play, and oh my God, like you said, the Phillies bullpen is the savior of some of these bets, man. As a longtime Nationals fan, been watching these games in division my whole life. Oh, it never gets better. They never figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know what, but I love it. Love it. Definitely rolling with you here. Team totals have been fun this year. 1.5 units. Sign me up.
Yeah, and the last time I took this one, Trevor Rogers was pitching, and he gave up like 4 runs in the first 2 innings. So that was the last lefty, I believe, to start against the Braves there. And, yeah, I saw everybody on the strikeouts like, dude, these guys will strike out. Like, I'm not going to fade that number. I think they have like a 30% K rate to lefties, but their OPS is so high because if they do make contact, it's going to be going pretty far. I love to see Acuna back and healthy. It's good for baseball. Hoping Tatis is coming back soon as well. Let's get over to tail or fade section here. Like I said, we're going to start making these official plays for me, probably personally. I won't make them official right now on the show here. But let's get out the bottom stuff. And Monotone, we're starting out with the Seattle Mariners pitcher Robbie Ray, over 7.5 Ks. Tailing or fading?
Robbie Ray's obviously a good pitcher. I don't have anything to say about that. I'm going to talk about something I've noticed in the Taylor fade section. A lot of these guys at 4 or 5 strikeouts, a lot harder to predict. When the guy that is the most popular pick of the day is up here at 7 strikeouts, 8 strikeouts, 9 strikeouts, that's when it's time to fade. I'm fading this one. I understand, once again, great pitcher, good matchup. Don't get me wrong, popular play. I don't want to come for all these people that have Robbie Ray strikeouts today. It's just a pattern I've noticed with Taylor fade. Once the most popular play of the day gets this high up here, he's got to get 8 strikeouts. That's when I'm going to fade. So I'm starting off with the fade. I don't know. What about you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you guys because I'm pretty big on the Mariners today. I want to play I hate that they took away the -1 spreads in baseball. because they want to eliminate that to make you play the run line or the money line.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's smart for the books. It sucks for us because the money line for the Mariners is 170 today. I feel pretty confident Robbie Ray could go 6 innings here. He can pitch well, do the job, but asking him for 8 Ks today is a lot. I mean, he's hit the over his last 3 games with, 8, 9, and 10. I've read his quotes where he's saying, I'm getting all the strikeouts I need. I just can't get that one put away pitch. Today could be the day where he figures some stuff out, but 8 strikeouts is a lot. I was already thinking maybe a Mariners and a 5K line for Robbie Ray. When I think that way, that's usually a good under indicator if their line's that high. So I would be with you guys on the fade here from Robbie Ray.
Yes, I think we're going to make a clean sweep. I'm going to be on the under as well. Yeah, I looked at his numbers, and he's getting a ton of swings and misses, but you also got to look at who they're playing, right? The only one in there in the last 3 that have been anyone that I've cared about has really been the Mets, right? The Mets have been pretty good this year, but yeah, I just can't take it. That's too high for me. I mean, even with the Athletics, if you look at the last 2 games too, I mean, his whip has been super high. He's given up multiple runs, 7.5 ERA in his matchup with the Mets, 6 against the Red Sox. But those guys are swinging for homers. Oakland A's, I can just see them just trying to get to the walk portion of Robbie Ray here. That could easily happen. This is a type of game where it's the huge letdown because everybody will be on his over. Reason why it's in here, that we're going to take the under and hopefully make some money on it. So going to go with the under as well and join you guys on that side.
It's definitely worth noting, too, in his last game versus the Red Sox, he was pitching really well until the inning where he let up a grand slam to Trevor Story. That was the 4 earned runs that he let up in the entire game, and that came later in the game. So he's looking better, but like I said, that's that put away pitch. He's got to find it. He's got to get under control.
Perfect. And let's bring you right on in. I think we're going to be taking a little left turn to some NBA for 2 plays. And obviously I'm coming back with double baseball. Let's go V-Money, rolling with the Heat. I got to like it. Obviously I'm a Jimmy Butler guy being a Marquette down the road. So let's hear it.
Yeah, this is definitely, just a tough game in general. I thought game 4 for the Celtics and Heat was the toughest game to cap of the entire postseason. I ended up being on the right side, taking the Celtics minus 6.5. I didn't give in to that high number. But what I will say is we've hit all 4 spreads. We got Tatum in the last game as well. I know you guys did too. There's a couple factors worth noting. Obviously, the zigzag theory is very relevant in the postseason because teams coming off losses, bounce-back situations, going from a loss at a road arena to a home game is a huge zigzag theory. So we have all of that in play still here. But what I really want to talk about is how the referees can affect this game and really how the Heat play as home underdogs and how they just play as dogs in general. So the officials, I got the 4 guys, Mark Davis, Josh Tiven, Mark Lindsay, and Tyler Ford. When the Heat or the home team have any of those officials, they've been 11-1 on the money line this season at home. That's ridiculous. So when the Celtics get any 4 officials on the road this season, they're 5-5 on the money line. And there's been some losses that were susceptible there where I was like, that kind of head scratch losses. So coming off a loss in the playoffs, Miami 4-1 ATS and on the money line this season. Overall in the year, 22-11 on the money line, 21-11 against the spread with 1 push. They've been very successful as home dogs coming off losses. 4-1 ATS as a home dog this year. They never get that role. So I'm definitely going to continue with the zigzag theory here and take the Heat. I think I'm giving you guys, a little look ahead here, but game 6 and game 7, I'm pretty confident I'm going to be on the Celtics spread for both those games. I think the Heat can win game 7. I think the Heat could be the NBA Finals, but they have to cover a spread. It's probably going to be a 3 or 4 number in a game 7. And I'd like the Celtics in that spot because the books have been telling us all along the Celtics is probably going to win this series. They've been very heavy favorites. And in this spot, I think we see our second trap line of the series because that game 3, when the Celtics were 6.5 favorites, that was the largest spread of the entire postseason for them. And I don't think they did anything to warrant that off a blowout blowout against Miami. So this is the second trap line, in my opinion. I'll take the Heat plus the 2. I think they win this game. So I'll take the sole possession of 1 possession here.
Beautiful. And I actually did miss the second Taylor fade section, but it actually works out pretty well because Taylor fade number 2 is going to be correlated perfectly with your second pick here, rolling Jimmy Butler over 24.5 points. So obviously you're on the Heat plus 2. Is there any thoughts by either one of you guys you think Jimmy Butler's the guy to take it over, or is this one of those rock fights that we've seen multiple times in the series?
Monotone, I'll let you go first.
Yeah, first of all, I like the Heat play. I really like all the analysis that came with it. That's a tough game for me. This whole series has really been tough for me. Like, you took the Celtics last game. That's a ballsy move right there with the 6 points right there. I agreed. That's what I would have leaned to. But that 6 number was scary. Obviously, the books do that on purpose, right? They expect us to see 6.5 and turn around, and that's exactly what I did. So I agree with you there. This is tough for me, man. But is Hero healthy? Do we know if he's going to play, or is he just going to be questionable?
I haven't heard anything yet.
He's questionable right now. We know Marcus Smart, Robert Williams. Robert Williams is probably going to play, in my opinion. I think Marcus Smart will too. But Tyler Hero is questionable for sure. I think he might play.
Okay, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna lean over, but I'll tail the over right here. But I think it's gonna be really close, honestly. Butler. First of all, we don't know if he's 100% healthy. He's not on the injury report anymore, obviously, but last game didn't quite look the same. If the Heat are going to win, I do think Jimmy Butler is going to have to be a huge part of that. Same with, I think they're going to start off very aggressive with Lowry and Bam in the pick and roll in their last win. That's what happened. Bam dominated in the first quarter, had a good game. I'm curious what Butler's role in this one's going to be. I lean slightly over just because I think the Heat are going to have a hard time competing in this game without Butler being a major presence, especially without Hero on the court. But it's going to be close. I don't have a lot of confidence in this one, to be honest. I'll go over it, though. I'm curious what you guys have to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in a similar boat. When I woke up this morning, my initial thought was, obviously I'm playing the Miami Heat, so I think Jimmy Butler has to have either a scoring output here or an all-around type of game. I talked to Prop Bomb this morning, Jordan. He texted me. The first thing he texted me was, you like Jimmy Butler over 24.5 points? I said, of course I like it. I mean, this is the major bounce back spot for the guy, but I know everybody in the world is going to be on him. But everybody in the world was on Tatum last game as well, including all of us, and that came through. Because, in these star player situations at home, too, it's a much better spot for these guys. And Jimmy Butler, didn't have good games the past 2 games. He was hurt, missed the second half of 2 games ago, and then last game very banged up, only 6 or 8 points on 3 of 14, but no one shot well. And we saw what the Dallas Mavericks did after a game when no one shot well. So I expect more players for the Heat to play a lot better in this game. I lean the over. I don't know if I'm going to go to the window with it, though. It makes me a little nervous. I'd rather take Jimmy Butler 20-plus points in the Heat alternative spread to get a plus 100 or something. But I do think Jimmy Butler's the guy tonight. Jimmy Buckets, baby.
Yeah, this is tough for me because I don't think I've ever bet a Jimmy Butler just straight points. I've only ever done it with points, rebounds, assists, or points, assists, points, rebounds. I think it was Joe Delera, is that how you say his name? Where I saw him posting the line where it goes up every single time you add something. It was 7 for 14 on points overs, but his PRA is 10 for 14 because he just fills up the box score. I'm going to be on the under here. I like every other stat, though. So I might just take the PRA over or the rebounds assists over just because I'm just so on the edge with this Hero news. If he's even going to, if he plays maybe 15, 20 minutes, even then, I think he's not going to pass the ball. That shot's going up. He's the Bobby Portis of the Heat, right? That's what I think of him as, right? When he touches the ball, it's up there. So I'm going to take the under. I'm very, very skeptical on it. But I lean more of those rebounds assist numbers for him today than I do for the point side. So I think this one could definitely be that rock fight.
He could definitely double-double in the spot. A lot of people are going to be very high on Bam Adebayo too still because he's played a little better. But it's worth noting, Miami's starting unit, the starting 5, only scored 18 points last game. That'll never happen again. And Jimmy Butler said, I'm straight. No excuse for how I played the last game. I'll be fine. So, the whole Heat roster is questionable. But is that anything new with the Miami Heat, honestly? No. Well, yeah, it's really not. And it's not anything new in the playoffs in general. I mean, I think the Marcus Smart and Rob Williams tag right now is more important to anything for the Miami Heat because we know the Heat starting unit's going to play. The only guy that's questionable for them, actually, I don't even know, Tyler Hero. That's it. And Tyler Hero was abysmal on the road this postseason. I think he was 3 of 25 from 3 or something. So giving him that game off on the road, it's probably a good time for him to take a day off. So, yeah, I like the Heat.
Yeah, well, you speaking of Rob Williams brings us right into Monotone's second play of the day here, bringing up Robert Williams and PJ Tucker, one of the fan favorites, right? You got to love PJ Tucker.
Got to.
Yeah, no. I'll start with PJ Tucker. He's been way better at home versus on the road. We see that kind of with a lot of these role players, especially three-point shooters. Dorian Finney-Smith is an example I always like to bring up. PJ's averaging close to 2 at home, while he's averaging only 1 per game on the road. He's hit this over in 7 of 8 home games so far in the playoffs. I expect that to continue. PJ Tucker, I say this every time. He gets paid to do 3 things. Play hard defense, hustle for those rebounds, and shoot corner threes. Been a great corner three shooter all season. I'm going to keep riding with PJ to knock down a 3. As for Robert Williams, I just think his lines are too low. This is obviously an alt line over on FanDuel, but I like the regular line at 7.5. I kind of split it in half and went both ways because it's obviously a big difference with a guy like Robert Williams. The difference between 7.5 points and 8.5 points is huge, right? Robert Williams, I don't think he's made a 3 all year. Maybe he's never even made a 3. Who knows? So if you're going to get those extra points, it has to be through free throws, which means extra possessions, which means you need to count on a sender to make free throws, which is never exactly fun. Robert Williams has 6 points in all but 1 game this series. The biggest thing for him is health, right? We don't even really need to talk about these numbers. If he can play 25 minutes, if he can get to 23 minutes, 20 minutes, if he can play relatively good starter minutes in a competitive game, he's going to score 6 points. It's just that simple. When you're a guy on this team playing with high usage players, you're going to get good opportunities. Look at Kevon Looney. He's not out here creating his own shot. Neither will Robert Williams. It's the fact that he's playing with elite players around him that need a lot of defensive attention. 6 points should be very, very easy. I also like 7.5 points. Like I said, it's only on FanDuel right now. Every other line is 8.5. I'm going to be taking advantage of both of those. I think he's healthy enough to get us that 23 to 25 minutes that we need right here.
Beautiful. Love the breakdown, my man. As always, I'll be tailing you. Got nothing else to say on that. That was beautiful.
We talked about Rob Williams a little bit tonight, and I was feeling some type of under, but I can't go to the window with it. I mean, I can't. His lines seem too low, and Miami hasn't been able to stop the alley-oop. Like, they can't stop him around the rim when they get the ball in the air, when Tatum gives him the ball. So, yeah, I can't play Robert Williams under, so I definitely think it's a good look. And you'll never talk me off of PJ Tucker hitting a 3 or getting a steal. Those two things, always solid.
Look out for those first quarter lines too. First quarter rebounds. He's all but 1 playoff game this year. Add it to every parlay you got. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Perfect. And we're talking about things that we like to back all the time, right? PJ Tucker 3 and Astros overs at home. That's what I'm rolling with. These first 5 overs have been beautiful for me. It is obviously a pretty good pitcher on the mound for the Astros and Christian Javier, and then Cal Quantrill on the other side. And these guys are both much better at home, right? If we're going to look at the numbers here, Cal Quantrill gives up a 169 batting average on the road or at home this season, 273 on the road, very, very low strikeout rate, only 11% on the road. You're going to tell me that you're going to have a guy rolling out an 11% strikeout rate against Yordan Alvarez, against Jose Altuve, against Bregman. That is just a recipe for disaster. Looking at Christian Javier, yes, if you look at his home numbers, he has a 0.5 ERA, 0.05 ERA. That is obviously fantastic. But look at the numbers in starts versus being a reliever, right? He started the year as a reliever. You look at his starter numbers, he's got a 4.5 ERA, and that's coming off of an absolute shoving against Texas, right? 6 innings, 9 Ks. His stuff was absolutely disgusting. Now you're going up against a Cleveland team who is one of the best at putting the balls in play. They're obviously a team I back all the time on strikeout unders because they just find a way, right? Quan, super low. Straw, pretty low. Looking at Jose Ramirez, probably one of the top 5 lowest strikeout rates for the amount of power he's bringing. And now we're going to have a team here that we're looking at Astros at home, first 5 overs. When I look at the Astros, they are 8-5 at home to the over. You go to the Guardians, they're 10-7 to the over on the road. The Guardians are actually the 3rd highest first 5 over team in the MLB, home or road. One number I never thought I would ever read because if you look at it, this is actually the funniest thing. So we have the Giants at 1, Cubs at 2, Guardians 3. Who do you think is 4? I bet you guys will never guess who number 4 is on the first 5 overs. I would love to see if you guys could guess this one.
I would say like the Rockies or the Angels.
Monotone, you got a guess for me?
The Mets.
I'm actually rolling with Vaughn's team.
The Pirates.
The Pirates are the number 4
I thought that'd be a joke for me to say that.
12-3, and then 3 pushes to the over on the road this season. That is one number that I've been backing lately. One of those trends numbers. I'm not usually a trend guy, but when a number is hitting at that high of a rate, it's usually something I back. But like I said, when you look at Christian Javier's numbers, him as a starter is a little bit different than him as a reliever, right? He's bringing upper 90s out of the pen. He's only bringing about mid 90s when he is a starter here. Obviously, still gas, but I'm going to have a guy who doesn't strike out anybody against a team with a ton of power, Cal Quantrill versus the Astros, and then Javier, who literally relies on strikeouts, right? He's got like a 35% strikeout rate. And now you're going to go against a team who doesn't strike out. So a lot of numbers here that kind of back my thought here on seeing some runs. And obviously, I love fading Cal Quantrill on the road. I love backing him at home. But it's something like that in a pitcher's mind, man. Pitchers are weird people, right? I know as a pitcher myself and as a coach for pitchers, right? You have guys, if you're used to throwing on this mound, you shove, you go somewhere else. It's just something, man. It's just something up there. So give me the Astros and the Guardians to go over 4.5 runs here. I love this spot.
I like this a lot too. I was actually on. I didn't give it out yet, but I did bet Christian Javier's under 5.5 Ks today this morning because I'm thinking I want to wait till the lineups solidified. I don't want the odds to go too far away from me right now. It's still sitting at 130, but I mean, you hit it on the head. And Cleveland's hitting the second best batting average against right-handed pitchers this season, 258. I mean, they've been lighting it up. This month, I looked at the numbers, 12-2 to the under against right-handed pitchers. He's obviously 7-1. You said those stellar home numbers, but there's always regression due when you have those great numbers like that. And I think he's one of those guys. So I definitely think he could stay under his K number today, and I think he could let up a couple of runs as well to Cleveland in a big game where these two teams already split and had 2 great games.
Yeah, no, completely agree. And then, like you said about Cleveland, right, Astros team is also night and day from what they were earlier in the season, right? They came off to a very, very slow start. We're starting to think, is this permanent? It's not permanent. These guys are looking very good. Completely agree with you. Going to be tailing this one also. I'm really liking the show plays today.
Yeah, and who would have thought Jeremy Pena out of nowhere, man? He's like top 3 ranked shortstop right now in the entire major league, not just rookies. The entire major league. This man is raking, makes this lineup so long, right? He's batting 7. That's your 7 hitter. Yeah. Chas McCormick at the 8. That dude rakes too. So this lineup just goes on forever. No free outs. Even Martin Maldonado got a hit yesterday. That's when you know. That's when you know your team is hot. When I've watched Maldonado for the Brewers, that man's usually under the Mendoza at 200, man. And he's even hitting. That's when you know your team is turning it around.
100% agree. It looked good yesterday.
Do we guys, what is your thoughts here? We did this last time. We threw together a hit parlay of one from each of us, myself and Monotone. Do you guys got a hit guy that you're relying on today? Obviously, Monotone, you got one from one of your plays is obviously a hit parlay. Besides them, do you have anybody that you're looking at for a possible maybe total base prop or a hit?
I'll keep doing what I said last time. It worked last time. I'll go Freddie Freeman against the Nationals. This man absolutely kills us in our own ballpark. If you look at his history against Eric Fedde, it's very, very good. There are some walks in there, but one thing I've noticed, Fedde's been attacking the strike zone recently, which is good in most situations, not so good against the Dodgers when you're a mid-tier pitcher. I think Freeman gets a hit today, maybe a couple. I'm going to keep riding with that one against my Nationals.
Love it. Vaughn, you got anything?
You know what? I've been thinking about getting more into the hit market because I've been watching, obviously, I watch pitchers all day, every day. How about Michael Brantley, man? I saw that he didn't get a hit 2 days ago, got a hit yesterday. He was on this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 game winning streak. Didn't get a hit, then got a hit yesterday. So seems like a pretty opportune time to hop back on the bandwagon for Michael Brantley, especially with the pitching matchup today that you just broke down. Which I almost faded him under 3. I wanted 4.5 Ks, but I got 3.5 on the pitcher prop today. So I'll throw in Michael Brantley there. That'll be my guy I'm throwing.
Well, we're gonna have a split SGP and then Freeman because I'm going Altuve for my hit today. Cal Quantrill, man, against righties and lefties, like I said, on the road is pretty high. Let's while I'm breaking it down a little bit, does anybody want to throw this together in a little parlay here? Freeman, Altuve, Brantley. What's that pay out for us? What's that pay out for our guy? Let's see who Grimy here. We got to get him this winner, right? We gave him the Ian Happ Freddie Freeman / Aaron Judge winner last time.
Wow.
So, yeah, dude, I took Ian Happ at minus 170, and I took his total base prop at 140 just because I literally hate Vladimir Gutierrez with a passion. That man is an absolute dumpster fire.
He's pretty bad. So we got Jose Altuve, Michael Brantley, and then Freddie Freeman, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Let me see what the odds are that we can get. Yeah, I like Freddie Freeman too. It's hard not to bet the Dodgers today. We should be talking about that as well. Like, are they getting the sweep? Because they just continually, 9 straight wins over this team. They got 8 straight spread covers, run line covers.
Dude, they're on one right now, man. You have to stack them in DFS or you're screwed. Like, if you didn't have Mookie Betts last night, dude, you're screwed.
I didn't.
Nukes them.
I didn't.
Plus 113 for our hit parlay of Freeman, Altuve, and Brantley. Plus 113.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well, I will add that into our recap here. So let's do our recap. I will start out with monotone spots today, and as well going into our Taylor fade ones.
Yep, started out with the old man parlay right here. We got Nelson Cruz and JT Martinez to both record a hit. That's plus 123 over on FanDuel. Next up, another parlay. I like Robert Williams separate at 7.5, but I'm going with Robert Williams 6 points. PJ Tucker 1-3. That's minus 115, also on FanDuel. And then for Taylor fade, I'm fading Robbie Ray. I'm going under 7.5 strikeouts right here, going against the public. And then Jimmy Butler, I'm going with a very, very calm, not super excited, lukewarm over right here. I'll be tailing over 24.5, but kind of like Vaughn said, I'm not running to the window right now. Not yet.
Beautiful. Vaughn, let's get to yours.
I'll have to see what Jimmy Butler shows up in before the game before I want to bet that. Like when Tatum showed up in the MJ Kobe fit, you knew he was getting 30. But my first play of the day is going to be the Padres money line here against the Brewers. Like I said, the Padres 12-2 coming off a loss this season, 10 straight wins in that scenario with you Darvish on the mound against your Aaron Ashby. I give the slight edge to Darvish. Not going to hate on Ashby though. It should be a great game and one that determines who wins this little 3-game series. So that'll be my first MLB play. Then NBA, we're going with the Miami Heat plus the 2. We try and stay perfect in the series to reach 6-0. I've talked about the officials in this game. Miami has a huge edge with officiating. 11-1 on the money line with any of these guys at home this season. Boston 5-5 on the road with any of these officials. Miami plays the home dog role so well, coming off a loss so well. And the Boston Celtics 1-5 ATS or 1-5, on the money line in their last 6 games, coming off a win in the postseason. So let's roll Miami Heat.
Perfect. And let's get your Pikkit Taylor fade numbers here.
Like I said, I like the Mariners today. I don't know if I'm going to bet them yet. You'll see that on my Twitter, but I'd have to go under on Robbie Ray, 7.5 Ks. That one might be in my pocket by the time 4:10 p.m. Eastern time rolls around. So I like the under there. And then, like we said, I'm going to wait to see what Jimmy Butler wears before, because that is a real thing. The confidence has to be showing to the world. But I do lean the over here on Jimmy Butler for sure. I couldn't talk anyone off of that. A double-double or a points, rebounds, assists over today.
Beautiful, beautiful. I'm rolling with the Braves team total over 4.5. That is my 1.5 unit play. And I'm also rolling with the Astros first 5 over 4.5. If you want the breakdowns, obviously, check out earlier in the video over here on YouTube. And I'm on double unders. I am on double fades. Robbie Ray under, Jimmy Butler under. And the guys and I threw together a little hit parlay for you guys. We're 1-0 on these. Might as well go for 2. And yeah, so that is all of our show for today. Monotone, you got anything for the people? Then we'll shoot over to Vaughn and get you guys out of here.
Yeah, no, been a great show today. Make sure you guys go over to Pikkit Sports. They sponsor our Taylor Fade section. We have code PTP. That stands for Pass the Prop. It's obviously a bet tracking app. They have the most popular plays of the day, which isn't coming from some random sports book. It's coming from real people's bank accounts, which is good to know. It's not, made up or anything like that. And yeah, I've been posting some stuff over there. I had a long day at work yesterday. I posted 4 picks. I went 4-0 over on Pikkit. Didn't post these anywhere else. It's a good app. Obviously, people can talk. I posted a picture of my dog with every play too. So you guys want to go over to Pikkit Sports, code PTP, completely free app. You'll catch all of us over there, except maybe Vaughn, but maybe that'll change soon.
It might change if we got dogs on the app and pictures. I mean, I'm all in, baby.
I'm trying to get Justin on this bandwagon too. He's got a puppy, man. It's even more profitable than my dog. But
you gotta show the pup. That was one thing NBC told me. If I get a pup, that has to be a segment of somehow. But I'm trying to get a French bulldog, and they're like $2K. So we need to just run the bankroll up a little bit more.
Hey, throw a parlay of all six. Parlay all six right here.
I say we need $100 parlay of all our picks today to go right, and then I'll be able to afford a dog. But I appreciate you guys having me on as always. Like I said, I'm always happy to come on. I'll be hosting NBC Sports. They have a live show tonight, 6 to 7 p.m. on our YouTube and Twitter, and I'm hosting that. So hopefully we get all winners today. I'll have a couple more picks on my Twitter. But as always, guys, happy to be here and happy to give out winners with y'all.
Love it. Obviously. Appreciate you popping on, Vaughn. We always love having you on here. Again, make sure to check out the description. Got Vaughn's Twitter down there. Obviously, we have the show 3 times a week, but we hopefully giving out winners every single day, right, when things are going right. So all 3 of our Twitters are down there. Make sure you check out Vaughn's over there as well. Go check out NBC. Obviously, I've watched quite a few of you guys' shows. You guys do great stuff over there. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Best of luck on your bets today. Obviously, you can see all of ours below. And good luck tonight. Hopefully, you guys can walk out with some of that bookie money. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.